All right, let's try a little experiment today. I 3D printed this little, I don't know, two-piece press. I'm trying to make my meatballs making a little bit easier, a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more consistent. Let's try this out. It could be an epic fail, could be an epic win. Let's find out together, guys. Okay, never mind the fact that it's a two-tone piece. I had some spare filament laying around and I don't know, just threw it in there to use it up. So I'm going to put a piece of saran wrap over that side right there. Now, it looks like that's a typical piece of saran wrap that needs to be thrown away. We grab another one. There we go. Let's try this out. Put that over there. Let's just grab a little chunk of meat, set it right there. This is hopefully going to save me from having to roll meatballs all day long. Not that I have a problem with it. It's just kind of annoying. Okay. Put that over that like that. Put that on there. Give it a press. Oh, not too bad. Little squeeze out there, but that's not too bad. Look at that. Instant meatball. Ah. Put it on the plate there. Let's try it again. What's it going to do? Not work? Okay. Practice. Takes practice. Okay, let's put a little bit more on here. Doesn't look pretty, but hey, we're just playing around here. This project may or may not work. We're finding out together. Oh, it kind of worked. You know, the idea is trying to get them a little bit quicker to make and a little bit more uniform. And since this is just trial and error, I thought I'd bring you along for the fun. You know, this is I'm a gadget guy. You gotta get an idea, design it, 3D print it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't work, I make a decision on whether or not I want to put more time into it. And if it kind of works, then I have to put more time into it. And if it's an epic failure, well, nothing is ever an epic failure. Even failures are success because at least you took the effort to figure out that it was a failure, and that is not a failure by my standards. So I don't know. Seems to be working okay, I guess. Some of these are a little bit squeezed out here. I'm still trying to get the portions correct. All right. Let's just keep trying here. Let's just keep going. Oh, I got a mess up here on the counter. Typical. Like I said, it's hard to imagine it may be quicker. Then again, I could make, this is just a 4-slot press. You know, I could do one with 8, 10, 12. Could squish out a whole pile of these things, you know. Who knows? I'm just trying to prove the concept. Proof of concept. Maybe I'll make a lever one that just presses down on it instead of just two pieces, you know. This is just a proof of concept. Look like there's meatballs. Look at, there's meatballs. Huh. They're all the same size too. So far, I like what I got going on here. I might be onto something. You know, I make these all the time because I just love them. And I use different kinds of liquid salt. I use different kinds of smoked salt. Some of them are smoked, some of them are not. This particular batch is going to have charcoal infused sea salt that they call lava salt, which is kind of cool. It's black, looks like charcoal. Anyways, we'll get to that point here in a minute. Okay, we'll put those over there. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't call it a failure. Might be a work in progress, which are the most fun, by the way. If I build something and it has a little bit of promise to it, I get really excited. It's like, okay, now I can use my new tools to make my life just a little bit easier. It justifies the purchase of more. I forgot these things are rectangular. Of more filament. Maybe another printer. Could be another printer on the horizon coming soon, I hope. Look at that. Not too bad. You know, the cool thing, if I might reiterate this, is that when you're making meatballs like this, or hell, if you're making anything with the process that I'm trying to come up with, one of the things that I'm trying to do is make my life a little bit easier. And one of the things, big thing, that makes my life easier is whatever I do, if there's easy cleanup. I'm not afraid of doing cleanup work. I just don't want to spend just as much time cleaning up my work as it does doing the work. So when I'm done, I take and throw the plastic in the garbage. When I'm done with my paper plate, I throw it in the garbage. Sometimes I don't use paper plate. Sometimes I use a real one and I just put it in the dishwasher. But depends. Depends on how much time I want to spend cleaning up. And sometimes I don't want to spend any time cleaning up. Just put it in the garbage. I know. Some people might balk at that. That's fine. Sometimes I have limited time on my hands to do all the projects that I want to get done. All right. It's like this. These pieces need to be replaced. Put that over the top right there. Put the top piece on, press her down. Voila. Instant meatball. It's kind of fun, actually. You know what's fun is coming up with an idea, sitting down, doing a little bit of design work in CAD, send it over to the printer, wait for an hour or three to get done printing, come in here and test it out, see if it works. Share it with all of you. This is a project. I haven't even used the thing before. And it seems to be working pretty good. You know, for the concept, that's what I'm doing. Proving my concept. See a couple of good sized meatballs right there. Look at that. You know, I figure by the time, you know, most of my videos I run through high speed, you know, to save you the agony of watching every waking moment of rolling meatballs for 20 or 30 minutes or whatever, however long it takes. And it can be a chore, especially if I want to do a double batch or something. Good grief. But this, my hands don't get nearly as dirty. My cleanup is quicker. Just as important as the consistency is actually appears to be a lot better. And lo and behold, we're done. Not too bad. All right, let's bring out the other press. Some would argue that I have a lot of pressing time. I'm hard pressed for all kinds of things. Hard pressed for all kinds of stuff. Speaking of hard press, let's check it out. All right, let's see if this bad boy works. Put one of those right there, one right there, one right there. Huh. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm just going to slide these right over here onto my tray, and I'll press a couple more here just so you can indulge in my meatball pressing success. Oops. Well, now, let's pause that so I can grab another piece. We don't want to pick it up off the floor and use it. Okay, I'm back with a fresh piece. Let's not be disgusting here. We don't want to pick it up off the floor. Okay. There we go. All right, guys. This is my black lava. It's pretty cool stuff. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, see? It's black, like charcoal. Let's put a little on here. Let's check it out. There you go. Charcoal. Got my fingers full of charcoal. Hey, guys. Let's get this over to the dehydrator. All right. Check it out. Maybe I should rename these instead of calling them beef chips. Maybe I should call them like carnivore cookies or something. Carnivore cookies. It's an idea. Let's turn this bad boy on. 165 degrees for 9.5 hours.